Welcome, I am Jenny Campbell, and today we're going to do a short and sweet restorative practice. So just any time that you need a bit of rest, you need to wind down, you need to find a bit of calm, this is a really great practice for that. You will need a bolster and 2 blocks. Let's start just with the bolster. You can lay it across the center of your mat. Place your hands out in front and then lower your pelvis right down onto that bolster. Walk the hands out in front. You can either lay your forehead on the hands or you can turn your head to rest on one cheek. Just getting comfortable here. Finding the right place on the pelvis. You might need to shift a little forward or back. And then don't worry about the rotation of the legs. Just let the legs find whatever natural rotation they kind of fall into, internal or external. Like my legs kind of like to go in, find this internal rotation. Yours might be out, yours might be more neutral, just whatever feels the most passive in the body. And then soften through the shoulders. Front body melts down towards the ground. Leaning into the soft, easy quality of your exhale. And if the mind is kind of ruminating on something or some thoughts feel a little sticky, seeing if you can just picture turning down the volume of those thoughts. So maybe we can't push them out completely, right? It's usually kind of unrealistic to expect them just to poof, be gone. But we can think about lowering the volume of the thoughts, turning up the volume of the breath. Another few breaths here, just allowing the low back to be expansive and wide. I find this pose to be really releasing on my low back. It just makes my low back feel so nice, but you always want to make sure that these poses work for you. So always feel free to substitute a different pose. You can always lie on your back in Shavasana if a certain posture doesn't quite work for you. And begin to deepen the breath. Moving slowly, walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back into a child's pose. You can keep your bolster just as it is. The arms will drape over the bolster. The forehead might kind of catch the edge of the bolster. And a moment to pause here. Stretch for the shoulders. Allowing the lower back to widen. Hip creases soften and deepen. And anytime you need one, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose and big releasing exhale out through the mouth. And take your time to roll up to sit. Move your bolster so now it will be lengthwise towards the top of your mat, and you'll need your 2 blocks down. Turning away from your bolster, Bring your hips right up against the base of the bolster. Blocks will be on the lowest height right by your sides. And then slowly lower yourself down so that you're in a back bend, right? So you lower the back onto this support of the bolster, and then feet come together, knees apart, blocks underneath the thighs. Bring the arms down by the sides, settling in, close the eyes. Walk the shoulders away from the ears so there's space around the neck. Softening through the features of the face, soften through the mouth and through the jaw. Soften through the sternum and the abdomen. Allowing the weight of the legs to release down into the support of the blocks. And back body releases down into the floor as the front body softens and widens. Let's take a few rounds of Samavriti here, taking a count of 4. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continuing on your own, feel free to adjust that count, longer, shorter, whatever you need. A few more rounds. And then just the end of that last round, letting that count go, just coming back to whatever rhythm of the breath feels most natural. And gradually start to deepen the breath. And feel like you can reach the arms up and overhead. Take a nice big stretch, maybe a yawn. And then exhale, melt the arms down. Hug the knees in towards one another. You can use the hands to help draw the knees in. Roll over onto one side and make your way up to sit. Okay, last thing that's going to be our Shavasana. We're going to take the blocks on their highest height, about 6 inches apart, give or take, depending on how flexible or bendy your bolster is. Right? If it's very flexible, you'll want the blocks a little closer together just so it doesn't kind of cave in the middle. Right? So bolsters across your 2 blocks, and then we're going to drape the legs over it. Good. Lowering down, letting the arms release down by the sides. If you prefer a traditional Shavasana, feel free to just skip this structure and you can just have just the bolster underneath your knees. Allow the thigh bones to release down into the hip sockets. leaning into easy breathing. Looking for the places where you can soften. Maybe that's in the physical body, right? Softening through the mouth or the jaw. Maybe it's softening through the belly, the fingers, the toes. Maybe it's softening a bit through the mind, right? Turning the volume of the thoughts down just a little bit more. Little by little, leaning into rest. Stay resting for as long as you have time for. When you're ready, you can start to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Hug the knees in. It's okay if your structure falls over, roll to one side and make your way up to sit. In comfortable cross-legged position, feel free to sit up on any of your props that you like. Just a moment of calm, checking in and seeing how you feel after just taking a moment to slow down. A moment to watch the breath come and go. And breath is unhurried, unrushed, just watching the breath do its thing. Join the hands to meet in front of the heart. Bow the chin down towards the chest, bowing down to your efforts and your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed that restorative practice, just short and sweet, but doesn't always need to be a long practice, right? Sometimes we just have a few minutes and we can take some time to rest, and our day is so much better for it. So I hope you return to this practice again. Let me know how it went for you. Namaste.